A little bit earlier today, as we mentioned, the Supreme Court handed down a victory for the Trump administration, allowing a policy barring transgender people from serving in the military now. Lower courts, as you know, previously blocked that ban nationwide. And WJZ is live at 11 o'clock tonight. Ashley Paul has more on how this ban will impact Maryland service members. And Ashley, you spoke with a local organization now coming to defend some of our military workers.
Yeah, Rick. Well, Annapolis Pride is taking a stand against the decision by this morning announcing that the Grand Marshal of their upcoming Pride Parade is also one of the highest ranking officers in the U.S. military.
I know at my core what I stand for, and I believe in the ideals of America and the oath that I swore to defend.
18 years in the United States Air Force, plus 4 years and counting in the Space Force. Colonel Bree Fram has dedicated her life to serving her country. But a decision by the Supreme Court today brings into question whether her country can support her in return.
When that ruling came out, I and thousands of other transgender service members were doing the jobs and the missions that the military has assigned to us.
Colonel Fram is one of an estimated 15,000 transgender troops currently serving in the United States military, whose jobs could now be in jeopardy. It was back in January when President Donald Trump signed an executive order that targeted active and prospective service members with gender dysphoria, quoting the military's, quote, high standards for troop readiness, lethality, cohesion, honesty, humility, uniformity, and integrity, end quote. He went on to say, quote, medical, surgical, and mental health constraints on individuals with gender dysphoria are not consistent with those standards.
It really shows that we have a lot of work to do to make sure that all of the members of the LGBTQ plus community are seen as actual humans. Because at its core, what this administration is trying to do is trying to separate out individual pieces of our community and really strip away people's humanity. And we're seeing that through the decision that came today.
Joe Toolin with Annapolis Pride says this is why he chose Colonel Fram to be a Grand Marshal in this month's upcoming Pride Parade, to show a perfect example of a top-ranking officer in the military who lives as her authentic self.
She's just like all of us. She's trying to serve this country. She's trying to make this country a better place.
And Colonel Fram says despite this ruling, that's what she plans to continue to do.
I've served over 22 years in uniform, and if there's one thing I can guarantee, that whether it is in uniform or not, my time of service is not done.
Now, Colonel Fram says she plans to continue to do her job to the best of her ability every day until she is no longer able or allowed to. And she hopes to inspire people at that Pride Parade on May 31st in Annapolis by letting them know that trans people are just as capable of serving as anybody else in uniform. On your corner in Baltimore, I'm Ashley Paul, WJZ.